I just uploaded my blend file to Blendergrid, and it has a fluid simulation, and now Blendergrid is complaining that some kind of simulation cache directory can't be found. So we get this warning about a flip fluid simulation. So what is this? Why does this happen? And how do we solve it? Well, like I said, I only uploaded my blend file. And that's the problem, because when you have a fluid simulation, Blender will also have these external files outside of the outside of the blend file, and it puts those in a cache directory. So let's jump into Blender and check out the fluid simulation I have. This is just a little test simulation. When we click it, when we select it and we go into the fluid settings, we can see everything is baked because it's all grayed out. And when we open the cache panel here, we see we have this cache fluid directory. And this is the default name. I haven't changed it. And we can also see it here next to the blend file. There it is. And Blender puts all these simulation files inside of this directory. And now everything is baked, so all the files are in there. And in this case, my bake type is all. If you have a bake type of replay or modular, it will still put all the bake files in this directory, so it doesn't really matter which type you use. In my case, it's all. So all you want to make sure of is that everything is baked and everything is looking good in Blender. And then we want to make sure we save our blend file. And instead of only uploading the blend file, we want to make sure we upload both the blend file and the cache directory. So the way to do that is to put everything into a zip file, and we can do this by selecting everything and compressing it into a zip file. And when you do that, we get this archive.zip. Doesn't matter what you name it. In case your project consists of multiple files, more than just the blend file and the cache directory, you can also zip the parent directory that everything is inside of, and that will also work. But in this case, it's pretty simple. And we have this archive.zip file. So now, instead of only uploading the blend file, I'm going to go back and upload this entire zip file. And that might take a little bit longer depending on how large your simulation is, because now it includes all those cache files. So it takes a little bit longer to upload. And now Blendergrid is going to check everything. It also takes a little bit longer to check because it has to unzip that entire zip file and check all the files inside of it. But now when the check is done, we can see we have the exact same name, but instead of having this warning with when we only upload the blend file, we get this warning. The new one doesn't have any warnings, and we just have a clean project. And now when we render this, everything will work. When you ignore this warning and you go ahead and render, the fluid will not show up because this entire folder that includes the fluid simulation is not included. But when we render this, the uploaded zip file, everything will work. And I've already done this. And then when you render this, everything will work and you have your little splash of paint fully working. So that's how you render fluid simulations with Blendergrid.